The advantage is you learn how to communicate in a social situation. You know, the rankings only measure a few things. They don't measure the happiness of your student.
Thank you. And the other part, like Chinese parents and students really care is about their English, especially for short term.
Yes.
So can you really see if they come, for example, short term or long term, whether their English level would increase significantly, or how studying here can help them improve their English, and what's the result we share of it?
Yeah, so short term, I think for those students who come to us from China, I think it reassures them where they are in their English language learning journey, if that makes sense. So when they come to us, they very soon find out whether, if they think they were good at English in China, they come here and they find out how good they are, which is good. What we do then is that, depending on their level, we'll either go to ESL lessons, and we do foundation, which is just at the start. Most of our Chinese students, especially our girls, are generally quite good. They're normally quite advanced, so then we'll teach them to that level. The advantage is you learn how to communicate in a social situation and practice. Our kids are very friendly, so they'll have plenty of opportunity to open up. And the kids will also encourage them to use their language, because we have quite a few students in here who are bilingual or multilingual. So yeah, we've got a few students that speak, Samoan, Tongan, French, Chinese, Malay, Hindi. Yeah. So.
And also because you don't have many Chinese students, so if a Chinese student comes here, they probably have no chance to speak Mandarin.
Yeah, well, like I said, most of our Chinese students here are second, third, fourth generation, so a lot of them can, but they'll only talk to you if they have to. And so if they need to check something, so sometimes, and it's good for the teachers as well, because if we need to check understanding, it's quite nice. But yeah, because most of our Kiwi Chinese families, they like their kids to learn both, so they're fluent in both. So yeah, but like I said, we also have a teacher who's a fluent Mandarin speaker as well, which is helpful. Yeah, they make friends very quick.
Yes, that's really nice. And how the other part is the Chinese parents always cares about the quality of school. We don't have kind of so-called ranking. Yeah, so how would you say about the quality of your school, your teaching staff?
Yeah, I guess it's probably the easiest way to show it. So I've been here since 2018. It's because of the quality of teaching and learning has dramatically gone up. We have had the same principal and deputy principals now for six years. I've been myself and Phil Muir, who's a principal, he's been here for 8 years, I've been here for 9 years coming up now. So it's that consistency is really important, especially in leadership. We also are one of the schools of choice for the Masters program, so you'll find that we normally have on-site anywhere up from 6 to 8 students training to be doing from AUT their Masters course. So they choose to send their students here to learn how to teach from our teachers. People are wanting to train here. I think what we do exceptionally well, but we offer a lot of opportunity to our students. Yeah, we were a decile 10 school in the old ranking as well, so it doesn't get any higher than that. But for us, it's really about action. The rankings only measure a few things. They don't measure the happiness of your students and things like that, which I think is one of the big things. And we've got an amazing board of trustees as well, so they're the people that oversee the school. They've been with us for a long time now, so yeah, that's good.
If international students want to come to here without their parents, and I know you offer homestays, right? And how the homestays can support international students in terms of their daily life and how to make sure it's safe.
Yeah, so normally if we were to have a student at this age come here and they were to homestay, they'd be homestaying normally with a family that have a student currently at our school, because I think one, it helps with routine, so they're getting up every day with that student and things like that. And the first thing I do is go into the home before the student comes and check the environment, the room, interview the family. And then it's my job to go in and out and check. But the student just becomes part of the family. So they'll go to the sports games, because New Zealanders, we're crazy about our sports. So the kids will go to the sports games on the weekend, they'll go to the beaches, they go to family events. So they become part of the family.
The family took the student to all this.
Yeah, but they also, because of the area we're in, the great thing is that, we've got great access to Chinese supermarkets. So, they're very well aware of the food that the students like to eat. But in saying that, once we know that most of our Chinese students, once they get here, they want pizza, pasta, and chocolate, and honey. So they can have all of that as well. Yeah, so look, it's really about communication and making sure that they feel settled. So pastoral care is an important part. So we do regular check-ins. Yeah, just make sure that the communication's there as well. And then the families can also, it's good for the families in China and in New Zealand to connect as well. So quite often if it's going to be a long stay, we'll normally organise like a Google Meet or something like that, so they can actually meet face to face over online. Yeah.
Okay, the last question would be, how's the international tuition fee?
Okay, so our international tuition fee currently is for a year is 12,500 New Zealand dollars, and then on top of that we do have some administration fees which are all one-offs. But that fee includes also all our tech subjects, and also includes stationery as well, plus school hooded sweatshirts and things like that. The only things that the parents might like to look at paying for is if they want to do extra tuition, which they can for musical instruments and things like that, and also if they wanted them to join like extra sports teams, like to play basketball for clubs and things like that. And they're normally small fees. They're normally about, like say for instance, if you were to play basketball for a team for a term, it's about 70 New Zealand dollars for a term size, and we supply all the coaches and managers.
Yeah. And how about homestay fee?
The homestay fee is currently $420 a week, and that includes meals and transport and that as well.
And accommodation.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
And how about like your space availability for short term?
So short term we go term by term. So generally we won't take any more than about 20 to 24 students per term, because we don't want to have too many students in one class. Lots of students they don't want to come and find that there's 3 or 4 others. So we keep the numbers quite small.
So for example, if for July intake, like the term 3, what's the best time for them to plan the year?
As soon as they can. At the end of term 1 in New Zealand, the beginning of term 2 is now where we've had the most amount of people requesting, and we're really quite mindful too, because obviously we don't want to, we don't want to affect the effectiveness of teaching and learning in the classroom. So we try and keep it 1 to 2 internationals, and quite often if we've got, we're also like this term, I know term 3, I think we've got students from China, we've got one from Germany, and we've got quite a few from Korea, some from Japan, and we put them in different classes.
So how many Chinese international students in total in your class for long term, and how many for short term?
For long term we've got 2 at the moment.
Chinese students?
Yep. We've got one from Germany and one from France at the moment, so we only have 4 in total. And then currently in term 2 we have no short-term students, but in July so far we've got 15 coming from China.
Limited space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.